everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Hi, hello, welcome to another weekend vlog. How are y'all? I hope you're doing well. I just got home from my piano lesson, and then I also went to McNally Robinson, which is the local bookstore here, because I needed to pick up a gift for my friend, because her birthday is tomorrow. Not her actual birthday, but her party is tomorrow. And so I did. I picked up one of the books that was on her wish list, which she has read and loved, and that is Moonbound by Robin Sloan, a beautiful hardcover copy. So this is hers. There's a return thing if she decides she doesn't want it. I don't know. And then when I was there, my credit card slipped and I bought some books for me, because of course I did. I picked up actually two things. I'm also in the middle of making a very slapdash dinner, hence the sound of my microwave. But I ended up picking up the traditionally published copies of Rebecca Thorne's two books, Can't Spell Treason Without Tea and A Pirate's Life for Tea. Why? I was gonna pick up Pirates because I heard that Rebecca added like 20,000 words to this book compared to the other one, to her self-published one, which I own. And when I picked it up, I saw it had sprayed edges, and I was like, is this one sprayed? And this one was also sprayed edges. And then I needed to make sure that they matched, because I had a feeling when I picked up one of them, when I picked up Pirates at the store, I was like, I think this is taller than the indie pub ones. And I was very correct. Oh no, was I? I wasn't very correct, but I was slightly correct. Because it's like a quarter of an inch. It's a quarter of an inch off, but I know that would bother me. I know that would have bothered me, so I picked up the two traditionally published versions. And I think I'm gonna try and reread Can't Spell Treason, because when I read it originally, I didn't like it all that much, to be real. So I'm thinking maybe a reread is in order. Maybe the traditionally published ones have been changed just enough that it'll make me like it more. And with the knowledge that the traditionally published Pirate's Life for Tea is different enough, I'm like, maybe I'll like that one a whole heck of a lot more. I don't know why we're so, there we go, much clearer, Jesus. And I heard Rebecca the other day say that these are technically like companion standalones, just like my books are. So you could read this one out of order and enjoy it, because it's like its own contained story. But also, I don't know what Bramble is putting on these covers, but oh, the feel of these covers, I'm obsessed. I don't know what it is. These paperbacks are divine, so I had to. So I got myself those. Anywho, though, it's the weekend. It's Friday. I'm home now. I'm just making eggs on toast for dinner, because I don't have anything in my soul that wants to actually like cook dinner tonight. So easy peasy eggs on toast. Using up the rest of the butter in here anyways, so yeah. But yeah, this weekend, what do I got going on? I have my friend's birthday tomorrow, which is exciting. We are going to be doing like a cooking situation. Like, she's gave all of us, or at least all of the people who live together, a recipe from my recipe book that she has, that she wants us to make so that she can try it. So we've all made a dish of some kind, or we will all make a dish of some kind, show up and have like a potlucky type situation. So I'll be making that tomorrow. I think I have all the ingredients except for white vinegar, which I don't know what the vinegar is for. I'm gonna have to look that up to see if I even need it, because if I can substitute it for something else, I won't need to go out tomorrow, like ahead of leaving for the birthday, but you know what I mean. Other than that, I got nothing going on. Nothing. It's just gonna be a weekend of max and relax and reading, writing, the usual, cozy gaming, etc. Yeah, what am I gonna be reading? That's a great question. I have no idea. So let me just gather myself and we'll go talk. All right, so I have so many books. If you saw my recent TikTok, I have so many books that I want to read for my October TBR that I have now stacked them all here. Stacked them all. These are all things that I want to read in October. So it is now October. Love that for me. Do I know what I want to read first? Absolutely not. I did read The Mercy of Gods by James S. A. Corey, which was a library book that I was holding hostage for my library for a very long time. I finally returned it last night, and then I finished the audiobook last night, and I gave it 2 stars. It was really not that good. It just didn't work for me. It's a fine book, but it was kind of boring the whole way through. I was not having a good time. It didn't wow me in any way. Anyways, so now I'm a little off my game because I don't know what I want to read. to be real, to be entirely truthful. I did today get this in the mail. Your girl got mail from Tor Books. Yes, I got mail from Tor. From Tor. So this is actually one of the arcs that I have on my Kobo through NetGalley. I requested it and got accepted like maybe a week ago. And then Cassidy from Tor reached out to me a couple days ago and was like, hey, would you want a copy? And I'm like, absolutely, I would. Will you ship to Canada? And she said, heck yeah, baby, it'll be coming to you. And it did in like 2 days. So I now have this beautiful finished copy of Blood of the Old Kings, which I now like really want to read. So maybe I'll pick this one up this weekend. I don't know. It sounds so interesting. It's got like necromancy. It follows 3 separate people. There's an ancient dragon that's like captive somewhere. I don't know. It sounds cool. So there's that. I also really want to reread Empire of Exile. So that might be what I do this weekend as well. Maybe it'll be the weekend of rereads. I don't know. I'm also in such a weird reading mood where I'm like, I want to read everything and nothing, but also I don't know what exactly I want to read. Like, do I want to read a high fantasy? I could read a high fantasy. Do I want to read a thriller? I could read a thriller. Do I want to read a sci-fi? I could read a sci-fi. I'm like, I could. I feel nothing towards this though. That's where I'm at right now. Maybe I will just flip a coin. I really don't know. I will say, I do have the audiobook for this one through my library. It just came through. So maybe this one, and I'll get like a taste of mystery and fantasy altogether, because I think also it was only on like a 15-day turnaround. So I think I have like maybe less than 10 days left to read this bad boy through the audiobook. So I might give this one a try. I have such low hopes for this. This is The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. I have very few hopes because I have heard nothing but like negative reviews for this, except for like Holly from Holly Hearts Books. She really enjoyed it. So I have no hopes for this. I just want to go in and vibe. And I think that's like, I expect to go in and have a vibe because it's like a retelling of Sherlock Holmes. I think I'm into it. A Holmes and Watson style detective duo take the stage in this fantasy with a mystery twist. I love fantasy mystery, in case you guys didn't know. So maybe that'll be what I do this weekend. I don't know. That's really the thing. I have arcs I could be reading on here. I have 4 different library books right here and 4 more up there that I could be reading. I just am not in the mood for anything in particular. That's where I'm at right now. So I think tonight we're just gonna vibe. We're gonna see what happens. Maybe I'll read something. I think these are like the possibilities for this weekend, maybe? Question mark? I'm really open to anything. Maybe I'll dive into one of my thrillers. I'm really interested in this one, The Haunting of Velkwood. So maybe I'll add that to the pile as a possibility. We're gonna see. This is gonna be the weekend of possibilities. As for a favorite fae, I have reached 42,000 words in the draft. Something has unlocked in me being a part of the challenge that I am. If you missed last week's vlog, I have decided to take part in Kate Kavanaugh's like Q4 challenge. She's doing 100,000 words in the last 3 months of the year, 100K with Kate or 100K in Q4, etc. So I've decided to take part in that, which is writing about 1,000 words a day. Last night I added 5,200 words to the draft. Granted, I was pulling a lot from the previous draft that I was doing. I was just kind of finagling around different scenes and like trying to get the vibes that I'm doing correctly. But yeah, I have reached 42,000 words in a favorite fae. So this weekend, the goal is to just read something, read one thing, and then write at least 3,000 words in a favorite fae to do some cozy activity of some kind, whether that is coloring, cozy gaming, or just vibing with a nice TV show on or something. That's usually the goal. That's about it. Ooh, also make that dinner for Sophie's party and go to Sophie's party. Pretty straightforward to-do list for this weekend, my friends. But yeah, these are the options, plus all of these options. Maybe narrowing it down will help, but I don't know what I want to read, so we're gonna see what we end up reading. We'll see. But for now, I'm gonna eat my eggs on toast before it gets cold, and then we'll catch up with you guys a little later. Let's do a fucking vlog. had to. Shoes? You're not gonna come say bye? Come on. Come on. Hello friends, happy Sunday. I haven't talked to you in a while, but we're about to lock in and do some sprints to get some words in. I haven't worked on a favorite FAVE all weekend because yesterday I was at Sophie's, and before that I was cooking, and before that I was reading, and all day my anxiety was whack, and then today anxiety's whack. I feel like hell. So we're just gonna make it happen. We're gonna see what happens, but we're gonna lock in and we're gonna see where things go. Hello friends, it is now much later and I'm in bed, ready to go. Washed my sheets today. It was a productive day. I'm gonna be completely real with y'all. This weekend, I have been in the weirdest mood. I feel like I've been hit by like a mental freight train and it's affecting my entire body, but I'm like not sick. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like coming down with a cold or anything, I don't think. Maybe the high anxiety yesterday is just leaving me feeling like exhausted. I don't know, but it's also 2 a.m. 2:20 a.m. and I'm still awake. The anxiety and the insomnia is a lot. Anyways, hello, happy Sunday. I had a great couple days though, besides the weird feeling in my body. Yesterday was Sophie's birthday. We ended up going over, having a lot of fun, lots of fantastic food, and also just a great time. It was genuinely a lovely time hanging around with my friends. We ended up playing like trivia on Sophie, which was really fun. And like birthday trivia. New thing that I definitely want to do for my next birthday. I'm putting that in the back blog in my brain, if I remember, for a year from now. And it was, I won. And I felt like I knew very few answers because my memory is a sieve. And a lot of the questions I was like, I can't even make one up. Like, I don't know. But it was very fun. I still won. I got like 21 points. But yeah, so that was Saturday. So lovely, genuinely great time. Sunday, today, I did very little. Also on Saturday, I did finish rereading Empire of Exiles because I started that on Friday because I decided I was in the mood for a reread. And as you can tell, there is now tape on this book because one of the pages I have now had to do surgery on because it decided it wanted to run away. I feel like I'm gonna have to do much more surgery on this book in the future, but now the page 285 is holding on by just tape. And I also got really scared about the spine, so I decided to do like a nice solid bit of tape on the spine just to hold it together. And I feel like I'm gonna probably have to do that for relics as well because I don't want this to ever fall apart, but it is already falling apart. This is the third time I've read it. I went back in and annotated it yet again. So now a lot of pages look like this. And this just makes me very happy because not only does it have like my first annotations as I was reading the book and like what stood out to me then, but then it also has my annotations that I went through when I was studying this to then plot out Sage's story, the first book. And then now it has like the pink highlighted bits. I love this book with my entire heart. It's up there with Gideon for my favorite books ever. Like it has jumped. I have never reread a book this much in this tight of a time frame. I am baffled. Like going back to the audiobook feels like coming home. And I've only really said that about like Pride and Prejudice. It just, I don't know what it is about this book and this audiobook narrator and the narrators and the way that Aaron writes. It just soothes me and it drops me into this incredible story. And this book, I will hear not a single word of criticism for. This is one of them. Gideon the Ninth, which is my favorite book of all time. I can hear criticism for that one. I understand a lot of criticism for that one because a couple people in my friend group can't read it. And yet most of my friend group also is obsessed with it. Like we are on both ends of the spectrum. And I understand the complaints from the people who cannot get through it, but I don't believe them. I don't agree with them, you know? That's the better word. I believe them. I believe their opinions. I don't agree with them, you know? This book, I do not want to hear a single word against this book. So if you don't like it, or if you have something wrong with it, do not tell me. I will not read a single review of this book. I will exist entirely in my own brain and my own love of this. So much so that after I finished reading this one, I finished listening to the last bit of the audiobook class yesterday when I was cooking. I was cooking the meatballs. I then ended up deciding to start Relics of Ruin, which of course, a reread of Relics. I only got 60 pages in because then I had to go to Sophie's. But again, thriving, loving this so much. And I'm glad that I decided to do like a very quick back-to-back reread because I didn't do that previously. I've read book one and then reread book one. And then a couple weeks later, read book two, reread book two. I've never done book one, then book two right away. So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting at a different story experience. Loving this. We'll be finishing this week. It's just, Tanuk is my favorite. I love Tanuk so much. I love Richa. I love Amadea. I love Quill. I love Ini. I love Bijan. I love Stavio. I love them all. Even Abramo with all of his shit. I love them so deeply. And these books are fantastic. And I cannot believe this is the third time I've read these books this year. But yeah, this one's definitely going to need tape on the spine as well. I don't know if there's any spots where it has broken. Because when I was reading it, no, it's not broken anywhere. Nice, okay. Because when I read Empire of Exiles, the spine actually broke in a number of places. Like right there. Ooh, those pages are coming out. Like it's falling apart. So maybe Relics is okay, but we have tape. And if the pages on the inside decide to make a break for it, I'm going to take a book out of that contoured library in the TikTok page. I'm going to take a page out of her book and I will glue things. That's what I was doing on Saturday. And then I went to Sophie's and I had such a weird anxiety day that day. I think reading these books really, really helped keep my mind off of it. And I mean, even when I was at Sophie's, I could not formulate a proper sentence. My words were not functioning. And I just kept having to like sit and re-say things, and that rarely happens to me. So I don't know what was going on with the anxiety on Saturday, but made it through. And then today got caught in a little bit of that like scrolling spiral for a bit. I thought for a little bit that I wasn't gonna go over to Mom and Dad's because they called me as they were driving home from the lake, and they were like, yeah, so we don't think we're gonna do dinner tonight because we have a lot to do at home around the yard to get ready for winter. And I was like, cool, that's fine. I'll just hang out here and do nothing all day. That was my plan anyways. And then a couple hours later, And at like 3:30ish, they were like, actually, we finished everything really fast. Do you want to come for meatballs? And I was like, I had meatballs last night. And they're like, meatballs and rice. And I was like, I'm down. Let's go. It'll be completely different meatballs. So I ended up going to Mom and Dad's. But before I went to Mom and Dad's, I did start The Tainted Cup. And I gotta say, I have no attachment to this book. Like, I recognize it is very well written. The characters are very John Watson and Sherlock Holmes, except it's not gay, which makes me very sad. It's very teacher mentor, because the teacher is like 50, 60 years old. And then teacher mentor? No, it's very student mentor. There we go. The mentor is like older, an older woman. And then the mentee, the student, is a 20-year-old who has some weird shit happening to him. I don't know. This is definitely going to be a really good vibe when I'm in the mood for it. So I'm like 68 pages in or something. Like, I'm right about starting chapter 6. So I am going to keep going with this. I think I just need to wait for it to be a very specific weather outside. I need it to be typically fall. So it's gonna happen because it's fall. It's literally like 8 degrees out right now, Celsius. And I mean, today is gonna get up to 18, but like in the next coming days, it's gonna feel like fall more and more and more. So I think I'm gonna put this down for now, but I will come back to it. So my hold at the library, unless I can renew it, which would be great. But I have the audiobook through the library, so I would definitely be getting that again. But yeah, it's definitely very Holmesian. It's very Sherlock Holmesian. I don't understand any of the world building yet. You're kind of just dropped in a very like high fantasy-esque way, but this is very urban Victorian fantasy mystery situation. It's an interesting vibe so far. So we'll see when I get back to this, but I'm just not in the mood for it at the moment. I thought I was gonna try it and get into it, but this is probably what I'm gonna be reading fully next. And then from there, I'm thinking The Blood of Old Kings, book that I got from Tor. Probably that one. I have a hankering to give it a try. So we'll see. But tomorrow's Monday. It is going to be a week, I can tell, because I have to get a magazine to press, and it is behind just a little bit on my end of things because of tightened deadlines and stuff like that. And then I have to get another one ready for press, essentially, because it's going to press next week. Once these two are like wrapped, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty golden, and I don't have to panic stress anymore. And then I only have one newsletter and then another magazine coming up in like November, December, which should be great. It should be coming together very soon. I can feel the seasonal exhaustion and depression coming in because there is no other time of the year where I feel like dead on my feet at 9 p.m. So I should really start trying to actually go to bed earlier, but I'm most awake at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Anyways, oh, also worked on a favorite FAVE tonight. I didn't hit the 3,000 word goal of the weekend. I put that goal because it was like 1,000 words a day for the 3 days of the vlog, but maybe tomorrow, Monday, I'll get some words done. Probably not, because I teach and then I have to come and edit this vlog and get it up for you guys. We'll see. Sometimes Mondays surprise me, and even though they're my longest day, are they even my longest day? No, Tuesdays are my longest day now this year. But even though Mondays are grueling and long, and it's a Monday, sometimes Mondays surprise me and I get a lot done. I added like 2,100 words or something around there into a favorite FAVE. We love that. I think we're still a little ahead of the goal, which is great. Which is great. I'm glad that we're a little ahead of the goal. We're staying on track, kind of chipping away at it. And I'm happy with how the story is shaping up so far. I do need to work on it when I'm in, like, next. I need to work on it when I'm in a better headspace, more awake, and more, like, willing to do a little bit more brain thinking work. So maybe not tomorrow, but, like, coming up this week, I'm gonna start doing that kind of stuff because I need to start making decisions and like really thinking about how the story is going. And for scenes that are coming up, I need to actually fast draft them, because today was an entirely drafted scene, fresh new, that I worked on, which was very fun because it was something that came to me in my like plot brainstorming moment back in July. I added an element in for I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it because it's such a boring thing to try and explain. But in my head, it makes sense and it moves some things along. Anyways, that was the weekend. I highly recommend rereading your favorite books because it provides unending serotonin. And these books are phenomenal, and I can't wait to keep going with Relics. Even though I know what happens, and I've read them already twice this year. Empire 3 times. Oh, God. One day, Orbit Books, if you ever come out with a special edition for these, I will be all over that. because these are gonna turn to dust on my shelves. I'm just gonna have to like get those. Maybe I'll have to invest in one of those like paperback cover protector things or something. I don't know. We're just, you know, tape surgery. It works. And so far the covers are like not damaged or marred really. I mean, the corners are, but like that happens at every book. I am thriving with my rereads. We love that so much. I'm in a very weird space right now and I don't know what is going on. It's like I'm trying to battle the seasonal anxiety depression with like every ounce of my being, and my body's like, we're gonna balance this, we're gonna be fine, and the other side of me is like, bitch, just let us sink. So that's where I am. We're coming into the sad season, and that's totally fine. If anyone else is out there like me, I feel you, babe. I feel you so hard. We're out here just trying our darndest, and that's all we can do. Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll chat to you tomorrow for Monday. Hello, friends. Happy Monday. It's officially the end of the weekend. The end of the vlog. I'm back home from teaching. I got Wendy's because couldn't be fucking asked to make, that didn't make any sense, but I couldn't be bothered. To make food, you know? That is what's happening, but I'm home. I'm going to put on some more Criminal Minds, even though it freaked me out enough last night that I was just like, what if? What if? I wake up or I look over my shoulder and there's someone standing there. You know, one of those things. I'm not someone who's good with like horror. Don't ever watch horror anything. But Criminal Minds is amazing. I watched Bones when I was younger. Loved Bones so much. I've watched that show multiple times through, and it's one of the only ones I've ever done that with. And I watched a little bit of House last year, I think. Because usually I don't do well with like medical stuff, but House was fine because it wasn't like trauma like Grey's is. Anyways, I have been not watching Criminal Minds for a while. I've been off my game, but we're back. Season 10, episode 19, Beyond Borders is next. I'm just gonna cue it up so it's ready for me, but yes, my friends, what a weekend. Reread a favorite book for the third time this year. Ended up reading about 60 pages of The Tainted Cup. Decided to kind of soften it up until the vibe is right. Started rereading Relics of Ruin as well. Going to keep rereading that one. It was great. It was a very low-key, chill reading weekend. Got about 2,400 words in on a favorite FAVE. Loved that. Continuing to push forward and spent time with friends. So really a well-rounded weekend. Also did the cozy activity last night with Criminal Minds. I ended up coloring, so we love that. Anyways, why did I come in here? Oh, that's right, I'm gonna change because I want to get out of my jeans, but I'm gonna end this vlog first. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, guys. This was a great weekend. I hope you're all doing well. Leave me a comment as to how your October is going. I hope it's going well, and if it's not, I hope it turns around and goes amazingly for you, because spooky season is the best. So yeah, I'll catch you in another video very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.